knowing what we know about them now. So, and knowing, and then you do have to guess about what they could do in the future. Would you make this exact same trade, the one that PFF has for the Broncos? So 3 first-round picks, including 12 this year, and a second-round pick for these quarterbacks. Would you do it for Mahomes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree.
Yep.
Totally. And you're in the Broncos situation as well. Would you do it for Joe Burrow?
Yeah.
You're really thinking.
Yeah, I would do it for Joe.
You wouldn't.
I mean, it's just one of those things where, like,
He's already been to a Super Bowl.
definitely, but you got to pay him so much too.
Yeah, it's
Like
fair.
you pay him all that, like, and again, like I don't want to take too much away from him, but again, like you've got great receivers. The year they went to the Super Bowl, like the offensive line is good, the defense was playing crazy football. Like the Broncos just wouldn't have the resources to do all that stuff. Like maybe it would definitely make the Broncos better, more watchable, but I don't think that that's like a path to a championship.
Wow. Okay. And in the comments,
Yeah,
let
they're
us
gonna
know
hate
what you
that
think
one.
because I
Yeah.
think we're gonna have some disagreements here. I would absolutely do it for Joe Burrow in a heartbeat. Trevor Lawrence.
No.
Yeah, the temptation there is that he's cheaper for just a little bit longer versus Burrow, but no.
I'm uncomfortable with it, but what is he, 24, 25 years old, and he still does have the talent. I do still think he has what it takes mentally. I would do it, but I'm getting a little uncomfortable right now, so I'm the only one that's taking this one. Josh Allen.
And this is like right now, not like
Right
when
now.
they were drafted. At,
Yep.
And so you know what they've done in the past. You know where they are right now.
Yeah, I'll do Josh Allen.
Whoa, pause.
Pause,
think-
pause. Thank
I
you.
think I would.
Okay.
Then the difference between him and Burrow is that he can just be like a one-man offense. Like you want to go 5 wide, like there's going to be a running lane. He's going to hit somebody. Like he can just carry a team alone more than Burrow can. But again, like financially, I wouldn't be surprised if you wind up regretting doing it.
It's fair.
Just given that you don't have a team around him.
I'm taking Josh as well, and then Lamar Jackson.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah, that's the easy
He's
one.
expensive, but
Yep.
So he's the easiest one outside of Mahomes for you,
Yeah.
for both of you.
yeah, I would take Lamar. I mean, 2-time MVP.
Yeah.
For
yeah.
sure.
Again, like one-man offense.
Yeah.
You don't need to be perfect around him.
Yep. I'm also doing taking Lamar here. Okay, let me run through a couple more. Justin Herbert.
No.
No, like I don't even know that I just give him the contract, let alone give up all the picks too.
And a year from now, I might be saying yes. Right now, I'm gonna say no. Dak Prescott.
Oh. Dang.
He was one of the finalists for MVP this
We
year.
never
He's a
talk
hell
about
of
him.
a player
I
in the
swear,
regular
Justin
season.
Herbert and like Joe, like those guys come up like 3 times a week.
Yep.
We haven't talked about Dak Prescott and
Yep.
I don't even know.
He's
Very
a hell
true.
of a player in the regular season, but he has always had a loaded wide receiver room every
Exactly.
year of his career,
Yep.
and running backs,
Exactly, and that offensive line.
and the O-line. Like, he's been in a real position to
The defense
succeed
now,
his
too.
whole career. You gotta love it, man.
Yeah.
Can't hate on him, but
Ugh.
with what we have, I say no.
I'd say
No
I'd
chance.
probably say no. I mean, I would say no.
What about Tua?
I like Tua, but I feel like when Tyreek Hill's not on the field, he's kind of average.
Okay,
I think Tyreek really helps him be successful.
that's fair.
Yeah, if he came with Tyreek, I would do it. But yeah, without him, like no.
Am I missing anyone? Any other big ones?
I think like Jordan Love is kind of like a fun one, just because he's
okay.
cheaper, a little bit
Would you?
longer. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Todd? Are you doing Love?
No.
No. Okay.
Oh boy. No, that was sorry.
Aaron
This is a
Rodgers.
tough conversation.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, no, because he's
No.
old.
So-
Aaron Rodgers at the beginning of his career, as much as I don't like him, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, what he won like 8 games with the Packers his last year. That Packers team, I think, is probably a better team than the Broncos are now.
You're missing CJ Stroud.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
Stroud.
good one.
Stroud, you got to
yes.
do it. Yep.
Yeah.
Stroud, you do it.
Todd? Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
He's the future.
Yep. Who else? Am I missing anyone?
Stafford, no, he's too old.
Yeah, no.
Jared
Jared
Goff.
Goff.
Kyler,
No.
no. Jared Goff,
Brock Purdy,
no. On both of those guys
I
for
think that's
me.
One more.
Flacco.
Jalen Hurts.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. I would. But
You would?
not comfortable. Yep, I would.
Oh, I don't know if I would.
It's another one where it's like I just don't think that giving him $55 million a year is like a path to winning football, winning a championship.
Fair.
And so to give up 3 firsts on top of that, like it's my policy. I have to say no. If I'm saying no to Burrow, I'm saying no to Jalen
That's
Hurts.
fair. They were 10-1 this year. They obviously collapsed massively. They were in the Super Bowl last year. I'm going to say right now that collapse was more of a fluke because I think we have a bigger sample size the past 2 years. But I understand why anyone would say no
All
to
right.
that.
Bryce Young.
One more.
No.
Would you trade up to number 1 for Caleb Williams with that trade package?
In a heartbeat.
Yep, I
And
would.
Todd won't. It's fair.
And but
nobody.
Todd's probably right, but I'm going with the 30% chance that he is like just insane.
And why I
'Cause
love
why not?
going through this little exercise is there's maybe 5 guys in the NFL right now that we would make this trade for individually and collectively. And so that shows you how good Drake Maye would have to be. He'd have to be a top 5 quarterback to
Instantly.
even think about it, let
Yeah.
alone do it right away. He'd have to be even better than that.
But the difference is like once you're on that second contract, it's market value, you know? Like and when you're paying market value, the expected surplus value should be like basically nothing. And so like when you're giving $55 million a year to a quarterback, you're getting like $55 million in production. What you're hoping for is that you're giving him, second pick, he's probably getting like $8 million a year. You're hoping you're getting like, even if he was $20 million a year production, that's better value than, market value for Jalen Hurts or market value for Joe Burrow.
But then here's the thing too: is you don't have 2 first-round picks behind you in the Broncos situation. You don't have 2 first-round picks moving forward, so he's going to have to outperform that rookie contract because he's going to be doing it all by himself, or at least with way less talent around him than in most situations.
And if you're like the Steelers, then maybe you do make that trade for Joe Burrow. Like I think I probably would because they've got their defense built out. Like they've got at least a couple pieces on offense, but they don't have a quarterback.
I feel like if I was a GM, I would never trade up. I would only trade back, or I would pick where I was at.
Yeah.
George Payton likes you. Sean Payton hates you.
I would only trade back. I think it's just a better business decision. You get more out of trading back.
Yep.
And you can usually pick a good player for where you're at. Unless you need just like one specific position, like we only need a tight end, like we got to go get Bowers and that's it. But it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I think you give up way too much. And I don't know who it's worked for yet.
Yeah.
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs, the Chiefs did work for them. Yeah.
Bills also traded up to get Josh Allen.
So
It's kind of worked.
back before the slotted salaries, when rookies would negotiate their own contracts,
Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell being one of them, all the economists who like went through all the numbers found that the most valuable picks in the draft were the top of the 3rd round. So like you should trade the number 1 overall pick for the first pick of the 3rd round. Like you should just make that trade straight up because you're going to wind up paying $20 million a year to the number 1 overall pick versus like $500K a year to like the 3rd round. And the expected value is just so much higher that you should actually at that time, not anymore because it's all slotted, you should have just traded like top 10 pick, get rid of it and get something in the 3rd round.
That is wild. Could you imagine a team doing that?
You can't do it though.
No, you absolutely
Like it's just so
can't.
risky at the top, and the busts are too common. Like you
very
should just take
common.
something way safer.
But I mean, Todd, to your point, you're right. It doesn't happen very often where a team gambles everything to trade up. The Commanders did it for RG3, and he had a good couple of seasons. He didn't pan out as people thought he was going to be.
Yep.
And so that hurt them in the long run. Heck, they moved on to their 4th round pick, speaking of trading out, and they went with Kirk Cousins, and he ended up being better. So the value is certainly with trading back, and that's the George Payton philosophy.